RSL vs. Austin recap, our 3 crowns, listener questions, and looking ahead to San Diego. All that and more coming up on Boot Room 801. Welcome back to the Boot Room, everyone. My name is Giles, and I'm joined as always by my co-host and wife, Kayla.
Hello.
And we have some fun stuff to go over today. It's a good match to look back on. So, Kayla, why don't you go ahead and get us started with the recap of the match?
It was a very good match. It was exciting to see and be a part of, and glad that we had another sold-out crowd.
Always good to see America First Field full.
Oh, right? It's been awesome. We had our starting 11, which was pretty similar to what we had in Atlanta. The only difference was instead of Luka Moisa, we had Griffin Dillon making his start debut. So he's played for us. He played for us in Atlanta, but it's his first time starting. And it was kind of cool that he got his first start on his home field.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about a lot that he's a lifelong fan, so that was really cool.
Yeah. Growing up attending matches, sitting in section 21 is where his family had season tickets. So that was probably a cool moment for him, getting that first start on the field that he grew up attending as a fan.
So yeah, so pretty typical of RSL. Cabral in the net, Engel, Glad, Quinton as our back 3. Sanabria, Dillon, Caliscan, and Gozo. And then Gilavogi, Hezerkani, and Solans up at the top.
It's a good lineup. I really like the way that it's looking.
Yeah.
It was nice to see Luna and Olatunji on the bench for this one, and seeing them in training, and now seeing them on the bench. That's encouraging for me. You always hope to see them return quickly from injuries, but I'm glad that they are taking their time to make sure that the players are fully healthy before they greenlight them and risk further injury.
It also speaks to the depth that we have this year, that we are able to give them the time to heal.
Yeah, and Pablo's mentioned that on several occasions, and he mentioned it earlier today in a press conference, how fortunate the team is to have these young players playing at the level that they are, so that we don't have to gamble on bringing Luna back too early because of poor performances or poor results. We have great performances happening, so we can ease him back on in a way that doesn't injure him for later down the road. And the same for Olatunji, where he can come back and make sure that his eye is okay, and that it doesn't affect his vision long term. So that it's an unusual situation for us. Normally what we've seen in the past is a few players get injured, then the wheels fall off for a little bit. So it's refreshing to see the wheels not falling off. And we had injuries right before the season started, and they were big injuries, and everyone was nervous. And then for it all to work out into great performance after great performance, and then to see this starting 11 where it has so many young players and academy products on it, and Moisa rotating out because of his age and the ask on your body of playing at this level at such a young age, but still being available off the bench. It's encouraging, it's refreshing, and it really calms the nerves going into these tough tests, because we've seen the kids perform so well against top teams in the West and just good teams overall.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. So heading back into the game itself, Austin did strike first in the 18th minute with a set piece. John Bell got the goal. So that was frustrating to start with and always scary to come from behind. Luckily, though, RSL did respond pretty quickly in the 25th minute when Sanabria passed it to Noel Caliscan. Caliscan hit the ball right into Zvatok, who was the defender on Austin, creating an Austin own goal.
It was really a fun play to watch develop, where Caliscan bumps that ball up to Sanabria and then just takes off on a run. And I don't think Austin was expecting the defensive midfielder to make an offensive run. And then Sanabria pops it back up over to him, like you said. Alexander Zvatok does not drop down far enough, and that ball just deflects right off of him and goes in, and you see Stuver just freeze like someone hit pause.
Oh, it was like he was buffering.
You have to be wondering what was going through his head. if Svatok hadn't have been there, that ball would have continued to go further into the box,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe less dangerous. I didn't see a solid target
No.
that wasn't covered. I mean, it still could have gone in.
Yeah.
You never know, but I
But
mean,
Svatok securely hit it into the net.
yeah, like it almost looked like Kalaskan treated him like a training dummy and just banked it off of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
And
was really cool to watch.
and for me, growing up as a big hockey fan, I looked at that and it just reminded me of one of the ways that Wayne Gretzky would score goals, where he would try and bank the puck in off of a defender's skate,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one of his favorite ways to score. And seeing that happen, like the soccer equivalent of it,
Mm-hmm.
where he just banks it off of the center back's knee
Yeah.
and puts it in, that was a really like cathartic moment where they had scored so early in the game
Mm-hmm.
in like the 17th minute and then 17th 18th,
Mm-hmm.
but it was cathartic to force them to score on themselves.
Yeah.
So good on you, Scan. That was fun to watch. We were on that end of the field,
Mm-hmm.
so we had a pretty good view of it, and oh, everyone around us just erupted in cheers and laughter.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
fun.
awesome. The game stayed level deep into the second half, even though RSL did put quite a bit of pressure on Stuver.
They made him stand on his head.
Yeah, I don't like to give credit to other teams, but he did really well.
I mean, credit where credit's due. They like Stuver did well,
Mm-hmm. We
but
just did better.
I mean, you look at the stats, and I know stats can be liars, but if you look at those stats, RSL dominated that game.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, they were the better team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it hadn't have been against Stuver, who had himself a very good night, we probably would have seen a much higher score for
Yeah.
RSL if they were facing off against really most other
Mm-hmm.
keepers in the West. I mean, you could make the argument that there are a few that could do what Stuver did, but I would make the argument that was really Stuver saving Austin,
Yeah.
and that defense was not up to snuff against RSL's attack.
Yeah.
Gilavogi was passing around people like they were standing still.
Yeah.
Like he was making those impossible passes that he makes, where he
Mhm.
does his little back heel flick passes
Yeah.
that he does. Like it's just like he has eyes on the back of his head, and you just can't understand. Like, oh, how did he know somebody was there? It's just he understands the game that well,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows his teammate is going to be right where he wants them to be,
Yeah.
and so he trusts it, makes the pass, and they connect every time.
Mm-hmm. No, it was awesome. And what was even more fun was when in the 70th minute, Diego Luna and Victor Olatunji made their season debut and walked onto the field. And so to see that star power of Olatunji, Luna, Gilavogi, and even Gozo was
Yeah.
really awesome to see.
And we got to see the front five that Pablo has been so excited about since preseason. Because the last time we had a chance to see them all together was
Yeah.
the preseason game against the Galaxy, and that wasn't something that fans could even
Mm-mm.
watch. That was something we had to follow along on Twitter.
Yeah.
But to see Wanma, Gilavogi, Luna, Olatunji, and Gozo just dominating that attacking third, that was a fun time.
Yeah. There were some close calls.
I mean, Gilavogi had a very close header that was saved. Several close shots. Griffin Dillon had a great strike that was saved
Luna
by
had
Stuver. Just all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of great saves, Cabral had some fantastic saves.
That one where they were in the box a few times and he had
Yeah.
to do one after the other.
Yeah, he had to make the first save, had to make the second save, and then he was ready for another, but the ball got cleared. But Cabral
Dominated.
dominating. Like I love Cabral. Those moments don't come cheap. Like when they happen, it's because the other team earned that spot. So like Austin did well to be in that offensive position, but Cabral was ready for it. You're gonna have to be better than that to get it past Cabral. And I love that. It was earlier this week. Jason Kreis, or not Jason Kreis. It was Kurt Schmid. Said that a good keeper does what you ask of him and then a few things that he has no right to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that describes Rafa perfectly.
Yeah.
And really, we saw that again this game where he did everything that he was asked to do
And then some.
and then some. He did some, like, made those, that second save that he really didn't, he had no business making that save. Superhuman.
He looked like he was doing cartwheels
Like, it
to
was
try
just
and
awesome.
stop the ball.
It looked like it was coming straight out of a cartoon.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Anyway, continuing on.
And then in the 81st minute, we did see an MLS debut, the one that Giles has been waiting for.
I was so excited.
Stijn Spierings made his MLS and RSL debut.
I have been waiting for that. After seeing him in training and seeing how well he's performed, I was so excited. The second he touched the pitch, it was just elation from me. And it was really cool to see how excited the other fans were. Because I haven't really asked around the fans that sit near us in the North End of, oh, what do you think of this player? Or what do you think of this player? And seeing him come on, it was exciting where he hasn't played really since Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in training. He's done really well in training. He's hit absolute bomb passes and he's had some great strikes. And that's always fun to see out of your midfielders who, especially the ones that don't consider themselves scorers.
Mm-hmm.
Stein plays much more of a Beckerman-esque kind of game.
Yeah.
The way he came on and made his debut. Oh, I was so excited.
Speaking of bombs and strikes that he's been able to make, literally 7 minutes later, Justin Glad is able to get a ball to Stein, and without even looking, he's able to just bank it into the net.
Yeah, he just
right into the back.
Doesn't even pick up his head. Just he knows the ball's coming, sees it coming, and then just goes into that lower left corner and powers it past Stuver. If we look at the buildup of that play, it comes from Luna has the ball and sees that he doesn't have a path, puts it back to Jay Glad, and Jay Glad has the wherewithal to see Stijn Spierings going forward. And I asked him about it earlier today, and he did not expect Stein to take a strike. He didn't expect him to score. He just thought, well, Stein will carry it in and set something up.
Yeah.
So he put the ball up to Stein, and then, like we said, Stein doesn't even look up. He just, in the post-match press conference, he said that he'd been manifesting that he was going to take a strike. The second he got onto the field, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a shot. I'm going to shoot. And
boy did he.
Yeah, it was like his fourth touch of the match, and becomes the. I believe Trey was saying this was the fastest debut goal in club history, where Stein makes his RSL and MLS debut, and 4 touches, and 7 minutes later scores in his debut, and not just any goal, a match-winning goal. Yeah, he gets the match winner 7 minutes into his debut. I could not be more happy about that signing. Other teams are gonna just be so jealous of this and looking in on it because Stijn Spierings we acquired on a free. We didn't pay money for him. I mean, obviously we're paying him his contract, but we didn't pay another team for him. We got him for no cash, and what a return on investment.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's your start. Oh, and here's your game-winning goal. And another, there was another source close to the club that was saying that, like, he believes himself to not be a scorer, but when we've gone back and looked at all of his debuts with his clubs, I think he's played for 7 different clubs at this point professionally, and has scored in 4 of his 7 debuts.
Wow. That's awesome.
For someone who doesn't consider himself a scorer, and he was very humble about it and just, like, obviously very happy and excited, but he's like, I'm not a scorer. This isn't what I do. But it was so fun for us, especially me, where I've been so excited about Stein coming in. Oh, I was smiling ear to ear. I was screaming with the fans around us. I was just waving my scarves. It was one of the rare occasions of no flags for me because of the high winds. It was a pretty windy game for those who weren't there.
Yeah.
But it was a fun one to be at.
Yeah. So we ended 2-1. It was pretty good. It was impressive for us to be able to come back from not scoring first. This is the first game this year that we have not scored first and still won. So, pretty awesome. I think it was also fun to see the energy of Luna and Olatunji and Spierings as well. I think it's very promising for matches to come.
Yeah.
And Pablo did say that the PT staff said that Luna and Olatunji had a max of 20 minutes to play, or that they were cleared to play.
Yeah, they were only cleared for 20 minutes each, and they played about that.
And they did really well, though, so I'm really excited for them.
Yeah, it was a really fun game, really fun result. And something that Kurt mentioned in his interview with Spence Checkits on ESPN 700 was these great results have been coming, but they've all been achieved in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to say, he said the hallmark of a good team is, let me get it up because it was a good quote. If you haven't had a chance to see that interview or listen to it, I highly recommend it. You can find it on our X page. Oh, it was a fun listen. This is what Kurt said. So the hallmark of a good team is being able to get those results in different ways and to find different paths to success.
I love that.
Yeah, and
because every game and every opponent is different.
Mm-hmm.
You have to attack it differently.
Yeah, and that's exactly what RSL has been doing. And like there was some signature RSL things that have been going on this season where we had our young players playing well, but the goals came from different places. And that was something that...
And from different players.
Yeah. So last year, one of our struggles was we didn't have someone that was leading the charge offensively. And even Luna, being our top scorer, didn't even clear double-digit goals, did he?
Mm-mm.
Like, we would see smatterings here and there. But with this year, the goals may be coming from different players, but the goals are coming.
Mm-hmm.
And those players, even if they're not scoring, they're involved in the play.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that is encouraging to see, where you don't have somebody fighting to take every single shot.
Yeah.
You have them seeing, my teammate has a better shot than I do. Let me get it over to them.
Yeah.
Or like empowering your midfielders to take a strike from outside the box and feel confident to take that.
Yeah.
And know that the team's going to have their back. Gozo having so many good strikes. I just want to give Gozo a shout out for adapting to an entirely new position this year. And there's moments where you can kind of see that being a wingback is new to him, but you never see a complete breakdown.
No.
And a reversion to the previous position.
Yeah.
He's always out there trying, working hard defensively, working hard offensively, and really taking it upon himself to really learn and grow in this new position that the club is asking him to play.
I know his level is a lot higher than this, but his work ethic reminds me of Andrew Brody. And I'm going to be wherever the club needs me. I'm going to do whatever the club needs. Put me wherever you need me, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And that level of
selflessness?
That selflessness and that willingness to work, I think, is a common thread in this year's squad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a major factor in the success that we have seen so far.
There's no one that's being the head honcho and being the star player, because the team is the star.
Mm-hmm. And even though we have star player caliber talent, like Gilavogi, easily world-class player, and justifiably has that level of talent to command presence on the field, but he doesn't arrogantly do that.
No, not at all.
He's very humble, and he's very dynamic and willing to
create the play, but he doesn't have to be the finisher of the play.
Exactly. And so that, I think, is very encouraging, where our star players are just as happy being playmakers as finishers.
Mm-hmm.
And that is different than other DPs that we've had in the past, where Like Chicho didn't make plays, Chicho finished them.
Mm-hmm.
Chicho got into dangerous areas but expected to be fed the ball, and
Mm-hmm. Contributed.
he very rarely moved the ball off of himself unless it was for somebody like Gomez.
Yeah.
But then you have players like what made Matt Crooks special was his
Passing
ability.
ability.
Yeah, his ability to pass and to create plays. And he didn't have the fancy, flashy stats, but he still made very large contributions to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that coming from multiple avenues now. We see Wanma feeding the ball in and doing exactly what we're asking him to do. He fed the ball into a dangerous area. Kalaskan played it in and banked it off of a training dummy named Svatok. And then we see Gilavogi making passes out, and he's got an assist before he's got a goal for us. And oh man, that Gilavogi goal has to be coming.
Mm-hmm.
Just with how many close chances he's had. He's had more close chances in the matches that he's played for us than our previous two DPs had in their entire tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Just so good. And when he misses, like I've said before, he misses by inches. He doesn't miss by yards. And so it's been a fun season with that so far. I really love seeing our young guys stepping up and gelling with our veteran players and seeing the veteran players treat the young guys well.
Oh yeah.
I think we're lucky to have them.
Yeah. And I think it's cool too because Gozo talked about this and Cabral has talked about this and so many of the other players have talked about it, that it's a brotherhood this year. That it's truly them gelling so well that they're able to feed off of each other's energy. They're able to give experience to the young guys, but the young guys are able to kind of hype up the rest of the team and get them excited enough to keep going.
Yeah.
And that you see it in the way that they play. They play with vigor, they play with excitement, they exude that. And the experience is going to come, but that excitement is just infectious.
Yeah. And the fact that they play with so much trust and it's so obvious that there's that level of trust, I really love seeing that. And I love seeing players like Justin Glad step into that like mentor and leadership role. And like we expect it from players like Cabral, we expect it from players with careers that are like in that phase. But Justin Glad has stepped in to that position, I think, earlier than most would. And I think that's very encouraging to see. I think that's something fun about our center back core that we have. And once we get Yedlin back from injury, that's going to be, I think, really, really beneficial. Justin Glad in the middle, having Engel next to him, and then Yedlin on the right. That is going to be such a calming back line.
Yeah.
And that's something that has been talked about like ad nauseum for this season, of just how much of a calming presence the back line is with the addition of Lucas Engel, where he is like, he's a very good player and he calms the players around him down so that they can focus on the task at hand.
He seems like a very steadying force.
Yeah. And it's nice to have three center backs who can contribute in that way. And even Philip Quinton, where he's not a late career veteran, but he is stepping up in ways that I think like step beyond his years.
Yeah.
And I've been very impressed with PQ. I was initially pretty worried when Yedlin was injured, but I'm not
has
worried.
Stepped up.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that we've seen in the attacking side where the young guys stepped up. PQ may not be as young as those guys, as like Hezar Khani and Luka Moisa.
He's just over the 25 mark by being 26.
Yeah, so he's not quite a youngster, but he's also not the expected starter. But he's playing like he is, and he's making a case for himself to be a regular starter.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for Pablo, that's going to be the hardest part about this going forward, is he's going to be spoiled for choice, and I don't envy the selection headache of
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, trying to come up with your 20 at the end of the training week of, oh geez, who am I going to pick to fill out my roster today, I have so many good options. I don't envy that headache. It's hard enough to do it in something like a video game, but when you've got like real stakes on the line and real people in their careers, like that's got to be a rough choice. And especially where no one's giving you an excuse to sit them and
Yeah.
everyone's giving you an excuse to start
Oh,
them.
for sure. They've been awesome.
So going along with all this praise to the players, because they really deserve it from a performance like this. That'll bring us into our 3 crowns. So Kayla, why don't you go ahead and get us started into that?
I have 3 crowns, and I'm ready to give them. My first one is to Stijn Spierings. I mean,
of course.
to get the ball and just boot it with such confidence, 7 minutes after starting was just electric. It kind of sealed the game for the rest of the night, and it was just awesome to see. So he's definitely my first. My second one is Rafa Cabral. Without him, this game would have been much closer or losing. He had some incredible saves, and he saved the game. And then my third, I actually gave last week too. It's Philip Quinton. I've been a PQ fan since he came on in 2024, and he has just delivered.
Mm-hmm.
This year, he has stepped up and performed so well that I can't help but give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it for sure.
Those are my 3. What about you?
So my 3 crowns, I mean, my first crown, I mean, we're in agreement here. It's Stijn Spierings. To score a match winner in your debut, that gets you a crown. That's just...
It's in the rules.
You can't not give a crown to that. That was just such an immediate impact and a historic impact. Easy choice. First crown goes to Stijn Spierings. My second crown is actually going to go to Justin Glad. He got the assist on the winning goal, but he also had a very strong performance defensively. And I think his performance, and I think it's like that center back curse of most of the time we're not going to be talking about them because they do their job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either like whenever you talk about a center back, it's either because they did something really flashy and cool or they screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to give some love to Justin Glad on a great performance where his name didn't come up all that much until that assist of like just a consistent good performance. Lucas Engel was another one that
gets an honorable mention.
Yeah, it was a close running, but I only wanted to pick one center back, so I'm picking Justin Glad.
I kind of love that we both picked center backs, though.
Yeah, but that's my second crown. Then my third crown is going to go to another person who contributed offensively this game. It's going to go to Noel Kaliskan.
Yeah.
Because anytime that you bank a goal off of the other team,
it's impressive.
That's worthy of a crown for me. I like to make the joke about own goals that this Owen goal guy scores a lot in Major League Soccer. And anytime
that's a dad joke.
Anytime that we can get Owen goal and a credit, that's gonna make me happy because it's just comical, and in a sport with so much drama and all these seminal moments, to have a moment of comedy,
of brevity,
it's fun. And so I'm giving my third crown to Noel Kaliskan for the funniest goal of the year so far.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. I think that's great.
It was a great match overall. It was fun to watch. It was fun to be there. I had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our 3 crowns. But if you want to give us your 3 crowns for the match, make sure that you are subscribed to us here at Boot Room 801, following us on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can follow there for more independent RSL coverage throughout the week. And don't forget to send your questions and your hot takes and your shoutouts in at bootroom801.com. But you can always send us your 3 crowns. We'll be putting ours out on Instagram, so you can put them there in the comments, or you can throw them at us on Twitter, or you can just drop them at bootroom801.com.
I'd love to hear who everyone has too. So yeah. I think that's perfect.
So please share your thoughts, send them in, and we can all enjoy it together.
moving on to kind of where we are this season and what we have looking forward to, or what we have to look forward to in the coming week. RSL is now on its longest winning streak since July of 2025.
That hurts.
I mean, that was just last year.
Yeah, last year was rough.
Yeah, so that was last season, but not too bad. The club has now won 5 of its last 6 home matches against Austin.
Love that.
We love to hear that.
I love having a winning streak at home against an opponent, especially one that comes here every year. So
RSL does have a chance next week at San Diego to make 4 straight wins, which RSL has not done since September to October of 2013.
That one is a rough stat.
Where we had that unbeaten streak
we had a
in 2024.
unbeaten streak, but we had draws in there. So we were unbeaten, not winning.
We haven't had 4 straight wins since September to October of 2013.
Maybe I should do like that Manchester United guy, and I won't cut my hair.
You don't have enough hair.
Until 5 wins in a row.
Yeah, you don't have enough hair for that. You're good.
It'd be very easy for me to get away with. For those of you who don't know, I am a bald man. So if I go a little bit without a haircut, I don't think anyone would notice.
Except for me, his hairstylist. But do we have any listener questions this week?
We do. We do have some comments in from all y'all. Before we go into our San Diego match, we'll go ahead and go through all of those. So we put these out on Instagram and on X. So another reason to follow us there so you can get your voice heard here on the show. And as always, you can put them through at bootroom801.com. From Instagram, we had a question come through from our good friends, the North End Casuals, the supporters group that are, like the name implies, from the North End, and we love them. So
shout out
to our fellow North Enders. But their question was, if the team was 100% healthy, who would you have as your preferred starting 11 at this point?
I think it's the starting 11 that we've been rumored to have, or the rumored starting 11.
Like the ideal from the league.
So Cabral, Engel, Glad, Yedlin, Sanabria, Spierings, Luna, Anelli, Gozo, and then up at the top, Gilavogi and Olatunji.
I would say pretty much the same starting 11. I would just change the formation. I like this
3-4-2-1.
Yeah, the 3-4-2-1 that's been going on. So I would do Cabral and then Engel, Glad, Yedlin, and then Sanabria, Spierings, Anelli, Gozo, and then Luna, Gilavogi, and Olatunji at the top.
I do have to say that Kalaskan has made quite a name for himself.
And he does make a case for... I mean, he's always going to be on that bench. I don't think there's an argument for pulling him entirely.
No.
I don't think there's an argument for pulling anybody who's been playing. You know, it's like we've said, I don't envy the decisions Pablo has to make about his...
We're spoiled for choice.
Yeah, I don't envy his decisions on his 20 that he has to select. And I don't envy the decision of that starting 11. But I do, based off of past performances, based off of what I've seen in training, a little bit based off my gut, that's who I would put in. And a big reason for that is seeing Luna, Gilavogi, and Olatunji in those central attacking roles. And then I love Sanabria and what he's able to do. And I love Gozo and what he's been able to do as a wingback. The only one that I could be convinced to flip-flop on would be between Sanabria and Catranes, because I am a huge Catranes fan.
Well, you're Catranes fans here.
I love him a lot. And
I have missed seeing him.
I really have. But at the same time, Sanabria is so good. And it's really hard to pick between those two. It's like picking your favorite child.
Yeah.
Like, it's a difficult decision because they're both so good. But we also put out a question on Instagram. We asked who on the team has been the standout for you this year?
I do love the 2 replies before you say what the suggestions were, where Heidi said the entire team and Annie Hamilton said that this is a tough one and that they all impressed her in different ways. So I love that we're showing love for the whole team.
Yeah. And it really is like it's a hard question to answer. That's why I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it was
Because it's so different.
yeah,
Everyone's got different opinions.
and there's so many viable candidates this year for picking a player that's standing out and impressing you. And it's fun from the fan perspective to look at all of these players performing well and being happy to be here. And it's such a different vibe around the team. But like you said, Heidi said the entire team stands out to her. Then we also had a user named Drew Scrim1 who said that their answer was Philip Quinton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we completely agree on PQ.
Mm-hmm.
He's been amazing.
So you also said the 4 newcomers.
Yeah, we put out a survey on X that was specifically about the newcomers. So Instagram's was about the entire team, and X was about the newcomers specifically. And at the time of recording, we have 85 votes that have come through on that. The options were Juanma Sanabria, Stijn Spierings, Morgan Guilavogi, and Sergi Solans. I wanted to put Lucas Engel on there as well, but
X only let him put 4 options.
so I put in a write-in option for Lucas Engel. With that, Stijn Spierings got 8.2% of the vote. Sergi Solans got 10.6% of the vote. Juanma Sanabria got 18.8% of the vote. And Morgan Guilavogi got 62.4% of the vote. So it's not just me that's high on Morgan Guilavogi.
Is that how you would say has impressed you the most out of the newcomers?
I would say yes. I would agree wholeheartedly with that. And my reasoning behind it would be, like we've talked about, his playmaking ability. And really this match showed something that I hadn't seen previously, and it's his defensive work rate.
Mm-hmm.
He did so well getting back defensively and contributing on that side of the ball.
It's nice to see a number 9 do that.
Yeah, so we've seen Guilavogi now making meaningful impact in the attacking side of the field, meaningful impact in the defensive side. He's great on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He is great passing. He's great shooting. The goal is coming. I wholeheartedly agree. Morgan Guilavogi has impressed me most. But I will say it is a close race. There are so many reasons to shout out all of these players. Lucas Engel being that calming factor on the pitch. Juanma Sanabria being a great playmaker, being a great crosser. Stijn Spierings coming in, scoring off his debut. And then Sergi Solans has just been incredible, especially at his age.
I'm going to say that my newcomer that's impressed me the most, because I knew that Morgan Guilavogi was going to be great. I knew Stijn Spierings was going to be great. The one who has impressed me and shocked me the most is Sergi Solans. Yeah. Being able to get his goal last week, being able to have so many close calls this week, being impactful in the box and just outside the box. Like, he has impressed me as a newcomer. He's someone that I wasn't expecting. Whereas, like, Juanma, he was the captain at his last club.
Mm-hmm.
Stijn and Guilavogi, they've played in Europe. They've been this. Sergi Solans was playing in UCLA, which, no shade against college, but it's not always the one that you're expecting.
Yeah.
The super draft is not what people always expect to be what is powerful, but I love it because I'm also a college fan.
Yeah.
And so that's my hot take.
Within the world of soccer, it's different than the rest of American sports where the college draft in other sports, like that's where you get your great talent from. That's just the natural funnel. Soccer, not so much for those who are new to Major League Soccer. The super draft isn't where we normally get our stars from. But I feel like RSL has hit more on their draft picks than other teams have consistently.
I have a few names.
Yeah.
Noel Caliscan.
Mm-hmm.
Emeka Eneli,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Barea,
Yep. Fantastic player as well.
Stidahar.
Also very good. Stidahar was not a draft pick. Stidahar came from Orlando City.
Oh, that's right. It's Kirkfleet,
who has been great
who
as
has
well.
been great for the Monarchs. And now Sergio Solans. But then you think about the people that historically have been, and that's Tim Ream. I think I talked about this last week too. I mean, he's the captain of the U.S. men's team, and he was from the Super Draft.
Yeah.
So don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, I mean, the Super Draft, I think, is better than it has been in the past. And I think more international players are seeing it as a pathway into Major League Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jesus Barea and Sergio Solans are both Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So
Noel Caliscan's German.
Yeah, so it's another viable option to get in and to make your case. I think in the future we may see some more emphasis around the league being placed on the Super Draft. But we also have rapidly expanding academy presence throughout Major League Soccer, with RSL being one of the trailblazers in that, and being one of the better academies in the country. So
yeah.
We also have a hot take that came through, and this came from X. So this one says, hot take and potentially unpopular opinion. Should RSL have a specific goal song? I feel you should have a club anthem and then a separate goal song. The Believe anthem should be reserved for pre and post game, and we should find something else for when we score.
I strongly disagree.
It's a spicy take.
And here's why. I am a college football fan, and I love being able to sing an anthem. Being able to have the entire stadium rallying around one song that's your core song, and you all sing it together, and you all know the words, and it's easy to know, and you chant, and you sing, and you shout, and it gets everyone excited.
Yeah. Going into this one, I want to quickly tell the story of my first RSL game. So, I had watched on TV a lot. That had been the way that I enjoyed RSL, and the way that I supported was always watching the broadcast. And some of that came from my internal assumption that sports tickets are expensive, because the only frame of reference I had before that was the Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind was, oh, tickets are expensive, I'm not going to be able to go. But then when I actually looked it up, it's like, oh, I can afford this. As a young kid, I had just gotten home from my mission, and I was wanting the stadium experience, because TV's fun, but back in those days, it was difficult to consistently get a broadcast to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was on TV or on the radio is how the radio is the primary way that I would enjoy games. But the first time I went into the stadium, I was sitting in the southeast corner. I went by myself to my first game, and I didn't know what to expect at all. And then the game started, and the stadium started chanting. And I joined in, and they had the words up, and I felt part of something.
Mm-hmm.
And then that game, we scored. Forgive me, it was a long time ago. I don't remember the score of the game or who we played. But what I remember was when we scored, the Believe chant went around the stadium, and I was just enthralled by it. And it took something that I already loved and just buried it so far into my heart that it's just inseparable from who I am as a person now.
Yeah.
And that experience was around the Believe chant. And then at the time, Nick Raimondo made a great save, and the Nick Raimondo chant went out. I had never felt so connected to a sporting event in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I have very strong emotional attachments to the Believe chant. And so I want to sing it as often as possible. And the only way you get it more than twice a game is doing it when we score. So I am solidly on the when we score, the believe chant needs to happen. And I'm also like, I'm an ultra, so I've got the flags going at the same time. So like, it's an enthralling experience for me.
A little bit of Giles lore for you. On the way to the game, Giles has a playlist of RSL songs that are from the RSL. However, he only plays one song the entire ride to the stadium, and it is the Believe chant. He blasts it in his car,
repeats.
and it repeats and it repeats and it keeps going and going and going and going. That song is Giles's anthem.
Yeah, no, it's a big part of my personal connection to
Oh,
RSL.
it was so funny. My first game, Giles was like, okay, you need to know this. And I was like, I know what? And he like turned on the song and had me learn it before we even got to the game so that I was prepared. But I think that having one song, one unifying song, is more important than having a theme and then a goal song. I think that it rallies all of the fans. It includes new fans and old fans and is able to bring that camaraderie together.
If anything, we need more mid-game chants.
Agreed.
And we need more chants that are easily taught to new fans.
Agreed.
And we really need, this is where I'm going to stand on a soapbox a little bit. We need security to not shut down people trying to lead chants outside the South End.
Yes.
If somebody is going to complain about chanting or cheering at a sporting event, watch it on TV. If you're going to be there, participate. Allow yourself to have fun. Unwind a little bit. If it's overwhelming to you, then there are options for that. There are headphones that you can wear. You can go to the quiet rooms that they have. But a central part of being at a sporting event is
cheering
and adopting the culture of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, something that Major League Soccer could do a little bit better job at.
Yeah.
Of having a full stadium experience. I mean, I watch a lot of Italian soccer, and that is something to behold. If you haven't watched that, watch a game between rivals in Italy. Watch AC Milan versus Inter Milan or Roma versus Lazio. That is something, if you see that and you don't want to be a part of that, then I don't know what to tell you. That is an incredible atmosphere to be a part of. So a dream of mine would be to go and watch one of those games in person, but until that point, I want to help build that here at RSL and get us to that level of we are a big, scary fan base where opponents don't want to come in and like to just have them shaking in their boots because they come in to see us.
Yep. Make it be a fortress.
Yep. But that's my soapbox moment. But since we're kind of long in time, let's go ahead and let's get into this upcoming match. So let's get into our predictions the match against San Diego. So the match is on Sunday, March 22nd. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. It's going to be an away game in San Diego. We're looking to make it 4 straight wins. Kayla, can we do it?
I don't know. I really, really want to think so. We have won in San Diego.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. We have played San Diego twice.
We won there and they won here.
Yeah, so it is possible we did it, and we did it with a weaker roster.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win. Or a 2-2 draw.
Gotta pick one.
I'm going to say 2-1 win. I'm going to be positive.
I am going to say that we're going to see a pretty low scoring game. It's going to be a pretty hotly contested one. I think these clubs match up well against each other. I'm going to say that this will probably be a 1-0 win for RSL. And I'm basing that decision based off of historic performance. Also, the fact that San Diego is playing in the CONCACAF Champions Cup right now.
Hopefully
And
they're tired.
they're playing tomorrow.
Oh.
So they are having a 2-game week. Hopefully we catch them rotated or tired, and we can get out of Snapdragon Stadium with a 1-0 win.
I love that we're so positive. I'm here for it.
Well, I also just not only do I want to get that streak, but I also believe in this squad, and we've got players coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
We have Luna and Olatunji available. We have Spierings available. They're all training fully with the squad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a really dangerous attack.
True.
So even though we're going against one of the better teams in the West, I think we're also one of those better teams in the West. And I think that we are not given the credit that we deserve, I think, as a club and as just a market in general. I think we're underrated. And, maybe some of that is because they don't want to piss off the bigger fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we can hold our own. And I think we're going to start seeing us returning to higher rankings in the power rankings. I think we're going to start seeing more consistent performances. And I think with the culture that's being built at the club, we're going to start feeling more confident in getting these kind of win streaks going and building and continuing for a long time.
I'm excited.
Yeah. That's all we've got time for today. So thank you all for joining us in the boot room. So Kayla, why don't you take us out?
Yeah, just wanted to thank you guys for joining us here in the boot room. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow Boot Room 801 on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok for more independent RSL coverage throughout the week. Send in your questions, hot takes, and shoutouts at bootroom801.com and join the conversation. Until next time, we'll see you in the boot room.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, bye!